Ebusia, mechia mu nyina me mama akwaba ediba the indefatigable one of Ubunna village me show so. And yet one common one last week Friday, many Rosina started yet was so. But before no, mama memfa intro into so whilst I wait for my guest. Na yɛmfa saa time no share video no yɛmfrɛ nkurɔfoɔ nka nkyerɛ nkurɔfoɔ sɛ ama aba so yɛbɛdi abrabɔ mu nkɔmmɔ.
Hello there. Welcome to the Amma Manson Show. So hopefully you are not a stranger here, but what goes on here is education, definitely some empowerment. We add humor, information, and just a good vibe generally. It is not just a talk show, it's a live show. We talk about life, we unpick life, we find solutions to the things that stress us in life, and we make progress together. It is the Amma Manson Show, and my name is Amma, your girl, your educator, your motivator, and I kick your hind wherever we need to. Enjoy, invite other people to join in, and hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful experience on today's show. Let's get straight into things.
Abusia, me mama wajo. Mochia mu nyina. Minia nana adumbi nti messenger no nyame anim ni de bia meka kire mu nyina messenger no sese mu ati sezu. Me kwa messenger no mu etoda me de ayam hihie kra na me dwane free messenger no. Etoda messages no do so do. Sometimes trying to keep on top of them can be tricky. Rosina, akwa bo me swa wo hwe wo device bi so mute wo ho ma me na me nya feedback free wo side ho no. Why? Inti mesra nana I send me message na me hunu na etoda emu eden enye boapayo but especially so when you nipa wa send me message nso da eno so ye issue it goes to the no man's land your friend is say folder no and no man's land no sometimes I am make minim kwan mfa so copy wo so I accidentally turn up there and occasionally I'll turn up again ti mesra wara Musi abotre continue to just send me reminders na yemfa your friend is saying niema nkwa nanim kakra na Rosina maju o minua it is saying
nyame adom me ho ye pa sama na also
adom me so me ho ye na de sister said ye ho sia ye fe na ye kwai o sisu niama o ye kwa ho fe wa ama na speaking ya say na kure
ya de shefie ba o show you so
I say anuafo timi siesie wo mo ho mo mu nua mane o siesie ya bam ebusafo na anya ho wo page so mo a mo hwe page no na mo follow page ne de last week mo hu say me ni Rosina di nkomo about insurance last week obaye no oni ebedi life insurance ho nkomo na nipa dodo na bisa questions about critical cover critical friend say care cover enti ene me ni Rosina ebedi ho nkomo na wa kire me adekora eye mahwe se metiase a critical illness cover no enokora ni die ni ye de sister Rosina
critical illness cover no cover serious illness so serious illness it is stroke the main ones I mean it differ from provider to provider but things like cancer stroke heart attack so serious illnesses like that like loss of limb. So it differs from provider to provider. So let me use a provider like Aviva may cover. To say Aviva covers like 53 conditions. Another provider may cover more. So it differs from one provider to one provider, and the definitions are also different as well. So it pays out a lump sum. Sometimes you can take it as an income as well.
Oh, okay.
When any of these, if you're diagnosed with any of these conditions, yes.
Now we na nkabo so me no mutu ya kan kakra to say there.
Normally, a lump sum, but some of the providers can let you take it as an income. if you want monthly.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice and flexible because Charlie, bulk amount near the mawa, it seems very good, but it's also one with the manasa.
Well, it depends on everyone man or yes, kind of the treatment and now here the modification be when it ain't you know maybe I'll be opt for the lump sum no. But yeah, and depending on the individual, and it will provide that no if they offer something like that.
So when you provide that, no, na be agree between mummy, you know, baby, kura mo de beko.
Well, me na measure the chronic circumstance and then the affordability. One say, critical illness nankasa no, and yet compared to life insurance, no, it tends to be more expensive than the life insurance because according to stats, no, almost say 1 in 2 people, no, say nipa mienu gyina hɔ a emu baako benya cancer in their lifetime. And it doesn't mean say it will be the serious one that ebekum, but yes. And then critical illness no very important because they say and I'm said treatment you are likely not to die if you are cancer depending on at what point I'll be diagnosed with no. But then what about the financial burden that comes with it? Because if unya cancer, it means that you may not be able to work. And if no income is coming in, the stress of the financial burden will kill you quicker than the actual illness.
Yeah.
And when you have this kind of insurance, it takes away that so that you can just what the energies say or get it better than stressing because of the financial burden.
Enti metiase ya ye gisa niema we nyina edidi ye ho agina mu. Se be ya asem to wa unya baabi ede wo na agina. Na nya afa ni ebe go fund me. Ede abesirisiri ska. Ansa na ye de aboa ama ade ahwe. Papa bi can asem bi kire me some time ago and it's one of the most profound things. No ne me maame. Ede wo mo call rehabilitation center bi. Ono de the stroke na chain no na wabobokra like stroke no it was very aggressive na papa we wo koto no na ote ho no ye ntoatoa ho baby a wosi and I may sure say ohwe me ohunu wo manim say me wo hoyi I was thinking some thoughts of me ose mama ka say me kire me ba enye yare na manipa ye mmobo na am say eja si da bi nya yare na me hwe say dem sisi hey ba me wo ha bi wo nipa bi a me anopa bi a odo na me kotwa betokora wono na hohoro wo ba na ebon kora wontimi nkasa and me ye na se me yam timu a yema me eduro da ye be ma me eduro ama na bro so meda ma na ayya me ho wompam obeba be yi me ani me bi nyina ontimi nka nwe no akọ hohoro me ho me ba wa ho se nya yare na ma nipa ye mobo eyohia ene ma ye mobo ahokire ene ma ye mobo because se adwuma yi a nipa we wo ye oye bibusuani ene wo ye de cheme anampo yemane kakra mpo na se nye abontensu ni ne atua ne kafa na adwuma enkafo a wo beka akire me ene ya ka de me nkanye bi ni but say no onu because of na bra boni say de wasi aye no he lives a very comfortable life wa yare de but or stream of staff a omoye bibia driver wo ho na adwuma ne so de ne kode ne ba baby a wo ba rehabilitation kwa ontimi nya exercise no but oba ho for social gathering keke he has a nurse nurse ne o se ne nine no kra nurse ne ma ne nine no so no stretcher man ne nurse ne move ne nine no man no wo me de dem da ha de se me da ha na me hwe na mesre aye na pese bisa sa oja ka ne be ma be sori na girl na ku so do se ye be ma de ne ya de se abaya de ba ku de dia gura hinsi
oh
but I was say in that sequence of conversation there is a lot of profound truths and yare na mani pa ye mo ba mpa wo eye ginemu unya bibibi a beboa wa mo wanya nipa be hwew kwaku mama mfa nto ho ni din di Rosina insurance broker ewo United Kingdom eti mo amowo United Kingdom no o contact Rosina na aka kire ne se o pese woni ne discuss insurance obe kire wo eniema mu kama so wote eniema ase a na what me make you decisions based on information. Mwabaso for the first time. Last week, when can life insurance was, I highly recommend say you go back and have a look at the show. Now, no, catch them some friend one. And yes, she can actually help you financially plan so that you can afford cover no on the will discuss it. To obey bisa we seek as a moon, what baby it be free. Maybe it's me to be the share. Say be a bit me abua na wako wenim. Inti yati critical illness no. Mimi say of insurance covers no. And no who hear me pa life no so who hear me pa. But for me, also last week near can say life insurance is actually a gift to who for wadofo predominantly. Unless say be a BBB they pay out early, but that's quite unlikely. Typically, any day Emma womo ewo wechi as a chedie e de krakra wechi. But critical illness this one is for yourself to help you. Anameboa.
Aye, so critical illness yeah for what you see na say ya beto ebia enku but ebe ja with something life changing. Ebia wuntimi nye adwuma biem, ebia wuntimi nante biem. Enti no sa nneoma no na sa sika na beboa so that you can support yourself. Ebia obetimi replace wo income send na mekan na ebetimi ebia ohia so obeye modification bi wo fie ana say chese obetimi so use the atua for treatment because ebia enye sa obeda NHS list for a long time but if you critical illness na sa sika na ebetua no lump sum na ubenya no ubetimi e de atua for treatment senke bia sa scan ni wa obeda waiting list so ama enu so no na ube. And you know it is very, very important. So like Sister Amma said, no, and yeah, and no dear as we now benefited from it. And yeah, life insurance, but critical illness, yeah, what's ya see? That's a winya serious condition. And yet terminal. So terminal and yet says a declare was the will be already when you're life changing condition like critical illness. But what that's what you see yeah who be a bit and only critical illness will be stroke and the most common ones. I mean, most people claim on these three. There are other type of critical illness and I can say it depends on the provider no obia what the number of conditions are or more cover any condition definitions and to make us a definition now. Ebi mo honoma ebi a yemfa say ebi a bemanya let's say the most common cancers are memanya normally prostate cancer prostate. So if I say nipa bemanya prostate ebi mo honoma ye diagnose nipa no na say or ye just on observation omubetua ebi mo ho nso so a just say ukoye ubeko wanya enye severe but ube hia operation and sana omubetua. And you know, critical illness normally it pays on severity, but the definitions for each and every company, it's different. That is why and you say ube kase we nerve want we na mefa. The F one maybe a cover less conditions. And I say even if it doesn't cover less conditions, the conditions now the definitions of their critical illness ebia winya bibia entua amount senia ofu so ebia manya critical illness we into me kwa no it differ from one company to the other. And you know it's something that is very, 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 very important, and I would recommend say if you don't have one you can, my number is on the screen, you can call me, I can help you make an informed decision as to which one. And critical illness, it tends to be expensive because a lot of people claim on it. Like I said initially, yeah, say in the UK is stats just say a cancer in their lifetime. And sometimes that is how an insurance company determine price. The more claims they get, the more expensive that product is. And critical illness, if you have a life insurance, but you realize a critical illness, even for a smaller amount, it's more expensive than the life. But then it is important. It covers you whilst here. If you were to pay na wamfa seven say obi ne na yire na wo fia wo oyire adwuma wo so oyire adwuma oyire financially dependent on you, and likewise also so financially dependent on oyire no, because the baako income ni wa ya yenhwe senia ye live from hand to mouth wo krom ha say imagine say wa oyare wanya a serious illness, critical illness, na se wontimi nkwa adwuma se hwe how a wo dey just imagine what will happen. Ebia wo income no na eto aduane ena ebia oba ne nso income no na etua danka ena ebia wo de na wo de etua enkwala se tuition o se extracurricular activity o se ebi na mo de send kofie ekoma umami ana o papa bia. If that income is not there, oyare na say oyare enti sa income ne ma oyira na say ukunu no de na obey. It is very vital. Sometimes I know say we take certain things for granted and we feel say, oh, I didn't see me met your way, but then out your car insurance now claiming mental castle.
Hey, what's the maker?
I feel na meto kaya.
Me say, so I say we mo me me say, especially ya ye gumro chire no. Ye betena kure mu. Ye bebri ye mo ja abre. Ne edi sika ni nyina akọ Ghana ne edi akosi 6 bedroom 7 bedroom a ya nkasa ye nkohompo. Ye ni akwahye ho ya kwa akire so a na wotwe bosome baako bosome mienu. Ne ase abegu mrochire. Ye nkuruti dwuma ye nkuruti dwuma. Oh say we 20-30 years wa abrochire a enche na ayare. Because the way aye ba abrochire ye betena abrochire ne ye hwe ho so ye nidi ye nhome. Ye di guru. It is say abrofo no e 1 in 2 chance aye 1 in 1 chance. Really? Statistical average na womo ye no omo de abrofo no edidi hwe wo mo ho so ye organic dia ben living omo di medical exercise e ko henhe sa akrofo ni nyina ka ho e na de average no e de ba 1 in 2 oba ye community ni mu a nyame anim ni the stats are dire, and mahuru too many of us ya betena ha be bobra ye mani nyi kakra ko na nimu a bo se ya fekire enkora yi wo munyanya ba bi nyina ye na nkora na beso yimu eyiri wono so ono ane hwew eti wontimi nya wo ho enkoye adwuma emma no watimi because oja wo ho a there is no carer. Eti wo yire na abaye carer nipa ya abaye carer odan aban sika na nansa aban de manipa ne sika papa bia o. It is a wo ba da aban sika no so ato ho will live in poverty. You will. Ohia brubro, I've seen too many good people I knew on my yare stroke titru achi be ma no ana whatever. Na omo wo fie na wo hunu say ne yire ne high. It wo ba ne high or try so obey na ebro no so na fe wo bro. Na for no so start ye wa yaka de because wa bre. You have to be honest.
I mean, obreka oberhe sinene masre.
Sika wo ho a wutimi fra aboa for Rosina. Na de hebe it is na me say me kunu ma me so a wo bebre because me munya hare. And as a me so na me ma ne so a me so bebre because ono so ni munya hare. Enti wo soa saa de no wo a wunya sika empe aboa for mo mu nso mu kakra. Wa na abeso be ma mu no watwene wi nipa no a ye twene ne bre because ye pane to ase was this serious case na make atro omo di ni si for my ye to ma chekere no ni ya pane to ase wo stairs ne so to kita banister dum ene ye twe no nkakra kopem se obeduru ni aye ne saa de ntoma na eduru time aye fro no odini nkotodwe se ni ye oya ni atwe no nti be 1 hour ni enfro 1 flight of stairs ni nkoduru slow because there is no support, there is no help. But senkana oyobia owo bibia anka ye be convert ni fie no. Once e bi ni mo ha ye did simple lift keke. E di be she fie no dynamics completely. Stair lift obi be mount kakra, but the stair lift is about 20-30,000 pounds. Why kofa say sika ne di abrew. Enti obi anya sa stair lift ne keke amfa ma wo a afa na nipa ne care no abey restrictive. Na ayo wo how. It shouldn't be abusia for mama yenwen enema bi ho kakra because wo no wo ka se wo na wo yare no wa be bed na ma wo yare no but obebre into obestart adi wani obebre into be fun obeka fun tantantan di akyerew ebe funu no nti afi wo ha na odi odua bododo e na papa panimu wane na onim so yare o nso ntanya na obetwa won ntan saa Alaska akwaba what you say we have to talk about these things na yen nyina yenye realistic ne mfa ne ma bi nwa kwamu na onyi na ehu na me hunu mrewafo na me nya hu se de mrewa bo etie until se me maame me papa de obo akwakora very stylishly wanya yare bi ahwe anye no nti na me nim se de mrewa bo ne nkwakora botie yi suban kitinkiti bi na no woda na di or you difficult about any maybe but no nam ka say ni suban me maame no mo so tisi kwan no so masse no mo so anyin me nan fofuo bi no mo maame me start say me ne mpanyimfo di nkita ho na hu say hey onyini ye swine and because so onyini ye swine so wan fa ne ma angu akwa mu wudi agora onyini be mo waye mmobo e de yare wan ne ma bi be ba wakwa mu a wo ye ho hwea enyiye mo ama be kan ho say me ni Rosina ye di insurance hon komo and sister Rosina my mimi say question kakra about sa friends critical care wakeka critical illness to cover wakabi Mr. Wo me nua bi send me question o say mimi say breaking it down mano kakra ono no simplistic twitwa de pempen kakra fa mano o say e dia sanka bi mano Mr. Wo
critical illness near serious illness but not terminal. One say last time I made teacher me say terminal illness, life insurance be an element of terminal illness. That is when they be a declare will say you have a few months to live. Yeah, and it's only a terminal illness, but critical illness here. Whereas when you have serious illness, it's a stroke, which is life changing. So between your stroke, now we find you wouldn't mean quadruma, wouldn't mean yeshe. Ebi a would that who here a see things like that when you're cancer. Ebi a who here when you're cancer, we hear treatment. So those are the things that critical illness like about it pays a lump sum. And I make some of the companies a bit more home bet me income to say every month no mutiasi kana wakaba on for no amount. But most of them pay a lump sum. Now sa lump sum no ubeti media ye wow pesa we nti ebia Emma say bia when ya bibi to say cancer. Cancer no ebia woda NHS list so a wo train for treatment. But say bia wo minimum crofo a because of critical illness no obetimi akwa for treatment no because when you say cancer no the more I watch and the more anabia air spread other areas of your body. And you know it can help you obetimi ebema ama wumbu bibi anke beto kwema obetimi ewu na now the financial burden and they beto one family so no because when you stroke abeda sorry akwa adwuma enina so enim say hand to mouth enye say obewo sikada na even if who was sikampo da ha would you want to use all your savings at this person where you wouldn't want to do that because and you know it's always so was our insurance where that's what it covers serious illnesses not and just stroke any cancer and maybe a heart attack but it covers a lot more conditions but it differs from provider to provider and you know the number of conditions that maybe a company like Aviva cover is different maybe more or less than maybe another conditioner maybe I say legal and general cover and then each of them so were different definitions of what they are cover and what it means.
Okay. Sister Bide bakwato ha. Christo dia simi misa say. Life insurance no omu nyina cover critical illness ana.
Most of life insurance na kasa die. Oya life insurance it has an element of terminal illness, but it doesn't cover critical illness. Critical illness no another insurance on its own. It's another insurance. However, ubetimi critical life insurance with critical illness, which means say sikasema say you cover for 50,000 na. So 50,000 na life insurance uwa yebetua. And when you critical illness so yebetua. And see whichever one happens first. And so who first now when you critical illness now I cover for a term then it will pay out as life insurance. Now say when you critical illness and so it will pay out. It doesn't pay for the two, whichever one happens first, what it will pay on. But critical illness and also so it's just a separate insurance from the life insurance. Yeah.
Oh, and the point now we're raising it might be better so we'll be found as separate provisions. Oh,
yeah, no, okay. Me personally, so me recommend it. May your recommendation a more be I would do the life insurance still, but if I'm doing a critical illness as well, I always combine the two. I would do life with kick so that the person does not lose out.
Okay.
What I say, the critical, the owua, obetimi, nebusi obetimi claim critical illness money no as part of the life insurance money no, and as a critical illness in so never better na or critical illness no, for that's the same amount no to cover. It's just the way of sending what I say, when you're critical illness, it doesn't, the money does not go waste. That's
right. And Henry has gone there, so let's talk about it. Here, insurance for they have almost fine prints. Okay, almost conditions be you will never be a set of satisfied to guarantee say or policy no is in good standing because as same see now policy no any in good standing it's null and void. Even if you are 1 month behind, 2 months behind, many be depending on the provider, you can find say Emma will claim a difficult. Almost many preconditions, no. Any we need policy, no. So what your policy no you are going to have to read. But Rosina, I'm into the question anyway and get one so input or say, can you talk about situations when insurance companies start giving you excuses of you not being covered?
Okay. With what? Okay. So one thing I remember excuse is non-disclosure. Say who say you had the condition and now no doctor but they did not disclose when you were taking a policy like critical illness, they won't pay out because I'm linking it to the fact that you already had the condition or not as and I want when you were taking the insurance. And see, it is always very important, say, over disclose every detail and then leave the decision with them to make the decision. Once what they were disclosing, the why you part away. Worst case scenario, this one make say you better cover, but where you're pre-existing, you cover. And now you better cover, but you initially me my quote to say be 20 pounds. Because of this one, I was disclosing, be 30 pounds instead. Then at that point, there are so many ways we can work around to make sure, say, if it's 30 pounds, it's more for you, we can try and bring it down. So it's very important, say, you disclose the BR, everything. Even if you're musal, but when your condition be that, just mention it. Now, you find and tomorrow for them to make the decision. See, when disclose it there and they no, they won't pay out. And then also, someone say, yeah, what cover for critical illness? But their condition now, when you know, it doesn't meet their definition now. And also, so no, and and I make us say, provide a BI different. Provide a BI different. I can't go into detail each provider, but say, oh, Fremina, you have a conversation. I know, say, okay, Nancy, I know the kind of company I may recommend it for ma and Bema. Nancy, because of maybe your definition be a say, oh, wait, I be a frustrated. Okay, even when it's under the person is under observation, they will pay. But this company won't pay. It has to be said, panel or for your operation. It's very like what I say. Critical illness, no, it pays on severity, all of them, but some are a bit more way than others. There are some that the claim process is very smooth sailing. Just a word from your GP, they will be happy with it. There are some that they would need a bit more detail from your consultant. They would need for you to go and check somewhere with their own stuff. So obia are different. Obia are different. Their definitions are different. Obia cover different number of conditions. Obia are different. Yeah.
And until you hear nipa moye industry specialist no because we call online say we call search confused.com and I say hey.com okwa a generalistic information and I will be huno. You will not know who is currently paying out. You will not know who is your friend is say more restrictive. you will not know who is likely to put impediments in your way. But mono amowa clients, no, you will know about your friends and companies. No. It is for no a information no, who use that information to help you recommend. And I'm a boy Rosina.
Yes. So yeah, it's one say I think say most people to say this week I spoke to a couple and then I gave him a quote and then she came back and said, okay, I'm going to discuss with my husband. And then she came back and said to me, said, oh, we want to go and look online. You know what? I didn't say anything. I said, okay. But it's very likely, say, which won't be comprehensive enough to cover you when time is there. What's good is a policy but when you need it won't pay you. You might as well flush your money down the toilet. And it comes back again to every time we are just thinking about price. We know that a sika and a wutia, of course. But if you're willing to take a cover there, then do one that you know that if something happens to you, it will pay out at least.
And common no ayedi no, me say enye all insurance is insurance. Yes say. Esese wo kode bia meka say enema bi wo ho na se wo de hwehwe animu edi mirika ekokoye ne te se de wunimu a wo bekọ akopa amane e de ama wo ho. Sometimes some of us can be mini. I know say internet na wo ho. I know so we confused.com abehu insurance. But no, they just give you the surface information. When you're industry specialist, it's difficult sometimes to know from their what kind on confused.com no the ebebwa wan kasa. Enunti na ya from your specialist brokers. They don't really work for one company. So they work with a variety of different companies and they've got experiences with different people. And Rosina, yes, I no.
Me patron it's based on because your budget and everything. I would know the best. And then also ABR. Okay, let me give you an example. To say ABR, I won't say we do the pricing based on, like I said last time, or age or health, even your BMI also comes into play there, your height and then your BMI. And in a company like MAB, me share BMI high, but a company like Aviva, it may be very strict on high BMI. And say they will load you. Need just say, me make a say, okay, me do basic information. Say policy in the back or so £10, sir. Me submit information into Aviva, they will charge you £25 because of your high BMI. You may not necessarily have any condition, but maybe a high BMI. But somebody like another company like AIG, maybe a bit more lenient towards people with high BMI. So I can say it's okay. They also they're also good. They are also a reputable company because of your high BMI. No, it's more like they are charging you less. What I say, they won't charge you as much as Aviva charging. Just anything common. Now me share which one, and then whichever one is best for the person. No, obviously I will tell you say, oh, this one mom maybe I may recommend the amount because of so and so reason. But because I was say yeah now betting may offer away, but later on maybe our circumstances then we can look at way. What you say? So I'll give you all the options. And then also I mean, obviously this is what I'm saying, but if you can't afford that, there's nothing I don't want to push you to do something that I know you can't afford. I would want you to do something, say, so that at least some level of cover. It's better to have a level of cover than not to have anything at all.
Okay, Sister Christo, the other back, what to her or say, if you know why you're linked in with mortgage protection, is it worth it? I think so. Besides mortgage protection insurance, is it worth it? Hey, Sister Christo, dear.
Of course it is. So, maybe personally, I would recommend say, mortgager, you have a life insurance and a critical illness with a mortgage. But then, what I've seen, they say most of the properties in London, they are very expensive. So when you do the life insurance with the critical illness, which is generally expensive now, is extremely high. And see, if based on your budget, on Timia. And like I said, there are so many ways around it, but OPI are different. I've recommended it to people who can afford to pay it. £500, they would rather pay the £500 than say if Bibi or will be burdened with maybe a chance of losing their home. And see, OPI are different. And see, it's important to have a mortgage protection. Of course it is. Because if mortgage protection, it could be maybe a life insurance for the mortgage. It could be maybe income protection for the mortgage, so that if we are normal, now mortgage at least when cover basic costs, so that you won't lose your home. So it's important. Auto fear. You would want your family to have a roof even when you are not there. You would want your children to inherit it even when you are not there. And we take all these insurances to protect that legacy. And it is key.
All right. We say who here said me can be the social. I think say it has been hit. Samson, your friend is saying it's better when you are younger and healthier to get insurance. Cheaper.
Yes,
in fact,
I was about to say, yeah.
I did a quotation for my name Yonkubi before yeah hit 40. And anymore now no yes after crossing lines. Or no 40 medium need 40 maybe 24 per mesrem akonkonsa for mo area ha me yonko no wedi past 40 medium need and me made 24 but that never 22 no me ko check here so see I made 24 no me ko check share me who say mkoyi things change quite significantly at milestone birthdays. I've discovered 30 140 is 150. So decade milestones, they seem to change things quite a lot from the on my simple searches. Rosina was one who said
Oh, yeah. And like I was going to mention that as well. So to say critical illness, yeah, it's me too. Yeah, well, and so critical illness. So most of the time they say, critical illness. I said, do they have critical illness to cover children? It's sometimes just a few pounds to cover your child. So that if any critical, I know it's something that we don't plan for as parents, say, a critical condition, but it does happen. And for a few, pounds, you can also protect your child in case of any critical illness. And it normally covers them till, if they are not in full-time education, 21 years. Sometimes most of the providers cover, if they are in full-time education, 23 years. And it's like next to nothing to have it attached to yours. Yes. And see, they also benefit. Question back when I can be there for
and I been doing
yes. So it is very, very important. Say, as a young person, as young as you can take critical or life insurance as long as you are 18 and over and a UK resident. So you as Apala. Well, nobody wish that Ubabi wager, but it can happen. And then if it happens, maybe you are supporting your mom because Juma. So if you're not there, how does she cope? And see, it's important. And like somebody said, no, it's way cheaper when you take it earlier. So you may not have any children, you may not have any property, you may not have anything. So you might think that, oh, I'm too young. Most young people don't really think about life insurance because they think they're ABI or you're too young to have a life insurance. But then you can, because the younger you are when you take it, the cheaper it is for you to take it. And then I think another thing that I also didn't mention last week that I would like to say now is life insurance, what term, what decreasing, which you can use against maybe our mortgage. What increasing, so where it increases in line with inflation. Because you must say, but no, because amounts ever increasing in line with inflation. Every year, inflation costs your premium too will go up, so your premium won't be guaranteed. That's the difference. But then a guarantee said 200,000 na wujama woma ena. In 25 years time, 200,000 will not hold the same value. But if it's an increasing policy, it makes sure it holds its value. And if it's 200,000 you're covering yourself for today, it would increase in line with inflation so that 20 years down the line, no, the value will still be £200,000 worth.
Okay, sister, when did the back be able to her? I think that this one is subjective, but my main Toma Rosina anyway. Or sister, wolf life insurance. Is it a good idea to use your ex as trustee for woman if they have no other relatives around?
Well, your ex.
I
okay, if you trust that person, yeah, if that's the only person you have and you trust that person, say you want the money to go to your children, and that person will ensure that the money gets to the people that you want to benefit from her. Why not? And you know, it's an individual thing. I can help you fill a trust form, but I cannot tell you who to be your trustee near their day. I know, yeah, it's something that it's down to you. You have to make that decision.
That's a mini obia as trustee. No, are there your friend is say external agencies we can use?
Some of the insurance companies no can act as a hand to be trauma beneficiaries, no, and then they would get the money to the beneficiaries. But then you would have to leave, let somebody know, or you can also write a will. Will, I mean, yeah, you can write a will. It's important. Will is nothing. You don't have to have money to write a will. Will is just when you master how you want things to be done when you are not around. And you know, yeah, so it could be anything. It could be say miniwa, me pese asuma si na hweme ba mame. And I say miniwa, me pese stay na moye mame, and I say na munsie me, and ha na munsie me ntia e wanu masem. And I would two paper so say kuni woni ntino. Say na pese ye nyoma nti. Well, it's something that it's also something that we can also look into. You can live in the world. Say, okay, I have a life insurance. Beneficiaries in any way, yeah, you can do that too.
Michelle, that maybe says our question because I think says our question here very relevant, especially yeah, you go mruchire no baby I wo ebi ani and shed any trustees. You can put those things in place so that their needs can be met. Say sika ever free insurance policy more. Now, as I say, you appointed and Crawford to execute. I've seen it also done. Obi a oni ho na insurance cover no as part of Nipani provision also had an executor. Obi a onye family member, but the jumani say oshe. You can put arrangements in place. It doesn't necessarily always have to be Madam for Mikunu edieben. As I say, Nipano or share interest, and there needs to be somebody. You pull the person as a trustee. There's a nipa would name say you can invest that trust in before. Because we did a new Mercedes now manage no munya.
Exactly, yeah. It
has
to be somebody that you trust. And then another thing, so that I want to mention, sometimes I know so we just dwell on the fact that maybe insurance company, but most of them too have other services that comes with the insurance now, you know. And
yeah. Me say bam,
me say some of the almost most of them, some of them, of course, it differs from company to company, but most of them, no, they have other benefits as well attached to a life insurance. No? Not just the some of them, to say, if you are bereaved, or more counselors are in the process. Some of them even have helping hand. I think was it Aviva or more helping hand. Even with mental health issues, you can call them and then have a chat with them. So they have a lot of things, other things that some of them have second medical opinion as just a benefit at no extra cost. Where second medical opinion in case maybe I call NHS for your diagnosis with cancer, but you want to seek a second opinion from another source, it comes with your insurance cover. No? So they have other benefits that comes with obviously your policy at no extra cost. I just wanted to obviously say that as well, and you know, hopefully Umumia, you can ask me those questions, or when I'm recommending, I will tell you the other benefits that comes with your cover, so that if BB2 say, oh, there's this thing there that I can go to them and ask them for help.
Yeah, very important. Therefore, you didn't come. Remember, say enkomo no, and yet just entertainment. This is not an entertainment section. This is informative. This is supposed to give you information. And my would drink and near my home. They be ameka. We had the two at the kind for no. Now we nyansenia. We decide to braho. We didn't she gukwem. There are many of yama menom no ne na nanom generation. Omo ye adwuma wie ye na afi omo beko omo pension sometimes just before pension beba na yare aba amane aba na afi aduane a wo be di kura sebi na yayeden etoda edru keke ai sesen ko wonom no odigye ne ho nkwa ya twere edru na ma no na ekita no for a long time. Saa nneɛma ni nyina wo hu na ɛsese wo famu adesua na obisa ho sɛ deɛn na wo betimi aye na de to edikanfo no ebi anto. And no nti na me Rosina wo ha ye this series of conversations. We are hoping say nneɛma no a Rosina biebie so kyerɛ nipa wo ha no ɛbɛma wo wani aba wo ho so. Those of you in the United Kingdom, what do you have to lose? Take the number from the bottom of the screen. For Rosina, who's sister. Now no better na ma show no so me say so kan some fupi kyerɛ me mu biem. To bo ase yin kakra kyerɛ me. O se critical de ben. Okay. Na critical no ene ne de he. Obe saa time no obetimi ayi details ni nyina de akyerɛw. Obe kyerɛ critical no. And the good thing is Rosina onye broni. Oyega ni. It will no beka ya ye kurom kasa twi. So wakɔ baabi a broni ton insurance magana ni a owura be ho. Wo se befem. I've seen so many of them and I get so frustrated because I'll say they know say yem crop one in 10 years. And they know very well, so they read the script and they read the script so quickly. You can see, say, Nipano or a stand or nim de ye cano. It is said, "Beya on appear stupid." Not yeah, give me. Say, hey, adia yeah, can what diabetes that? Inti adia working, yes, diabetes no over that wow, still any panage can. And you can tell, say, Nipanwa one need dealing or when you're comfortable enough to ask questions. The Nipane can want yes, ye. With a specific context in mind. It is a winner will be our free your community no more what to kasa. Our bet to the boasia cow will cast more what see a better. Sister, only a friend is a company's nibi wa we would call her you out. We will call her a bebwa, said you will tea any and fan for her. That information is priceless. So at the very least, give her a call. More United Kingdom no, for sure. Then put when the United Kingdom, baby. Rosina and Timmy Muawadia, a hono. Obekwa research. Samson was so. Samson is in Ghana. Inti wa wonso de nam Ghana. More Ghana no. Mo pesa boku hunu Samson. Namane Samson couldn't come on. You can look for Samson. Akubire imbena Samson. Akubire imbena. O share Samson. No I catch the Samson say hey Samson. Now I'm calling na man nkrofo bi the insurance. Say UK some no dia bentias e bra kan Ghana. Let me see. Obechiro Ghana companies no what you say na mpo baby a wo no say enye any of these two places a kokoshwe broker wo baby amako a wo de wutia ye with them. Rosina also is in the UK, so take her number, give Rosina a call and then nkasa no nchire wo ne manim number ne the screen as amako and then the name screen as ho no. Take that number please and get in touch. That's really amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Until that and I'm screen as you one who need to contact Rosina on sa number no monfa na mo ne Rosina ni nkomo. I think it is critical for many of us that we do. A conversation it's overdue in our community no. It is a conversation we need to understand. Now, yes, mpacho Rosina, I'm sorry, but number mama until that I say you go too fast.
My positive platform this is here. It's a 079 3191 6048.
I say, hey, fast. Look at it, I number why. I Miss Remo. Get in touch, have that conversation. Share the number with them and tell them to also check out because some of these things I usually no. Sebastian, me patch at the screen or so, and then at the screen or so no. I've come to know that things don't happen in life by chance. I usually baby no be this there's a reason why you are here at this time listening to this conversation. What you say? Of all the videos going on live on Facebook right now, you find yourself in this particular one at this time, and you ask yourself why. It is often the appointed time for you to hear a message and to act on the message. Nti mesrɛ nkomo ya yedi sɛ wonfa ɛho nneɛma ngu wakwan mu amepa wo kyɛw kɔ ne kɔhwehwɛ nneɛma bi a aye anti da akwa de ɔyɛ agent yo Esther Rosina menya agent ne baako ama I've got you an affiliate.
Okay.
Anti da akwa mesrɛ contact Rosina why you will need a little bit of training information kakra bi mo amonso so mo pese mo boa Rosina mo ton wade ma Rosina and that's another one I should have highlighted. Oko Rosina ha ka chen sama man se ne small se bra why ka chen sama man se bra be affiliate Koko hunu Rosina now we're starting in oh yes we need many side hustles. Anti da akwa this is what multiple streams of income is. Rosina na insurance specialist. Wo wonye insurance specialist, but uni menyansa ubetimi de nkrofo ama Rosina on referral. May you sure so when Rosina tena se na mo strike deal ubetimi ama £1 bi. Clients bi ade bebam ya no wa ma tafrement kakra na o tafre $1 wa ha £1 wa ha whatever ebeboa wo. Nti yes. And as you live in Belgium. Ɛhɔ de me no me nim obia wo ho me nim Rosina wonim broker bi wo Belgium a.
Yes, or Belgium, there be
search what? Ko search na at the least so who baby abekokora akọ bank ho but the brokers or baby look for brokers, local brokers and go check it out. Why? Tafrement de ehu hia. Abusia mo me last few minutes of just questions. So what question be for Rosina about critical no ama Rosina te no ono nso so ama wemriaye no awuhia no na wanya ntiase a awuhia critical illness cover ho nkomo na ene yebi esese wo huna de kura ye critical illness there bi enye your friends awosia tu ene ye critical illness me yire ja me kura nkan David. And yes, say depression might qualify as a routine on critical illness cover list. So you need to know what is actually covered by it. So that what for cover no, you know exactly what you've got cover for. You know, baby, where do you want to That's the we here where to go. Our policies are make sure say your policy numbers are known to mama, no matter how young your kids are. So say inquiring in our phones, save your policy numbers for your kids. Make sure say your kids know more policy numbers and the providers they contact. That's the one ebia na wungu but ebia na ntimi nkasa. Ebia na ntimi nkyere. Sa time no wo hia sa claim no nipa e wo ho etimi ehunu de wo no matimi aboa wo ama we reclaim de eye wo entitlement. Ye mu dodo no aye security for no reason. Which will be critical.
No, the see that one friend insurance companies never found sick because Obia would claim.
Who this year why? When are this year? What the critical illness is here why? Ukunu ho obe praw. O praw kra send na magis kana chedi. Ana. And I mean the critical illness the ukunu what you say? We in secrecy anymore. It makes no sense to do it in secrecy. So please, oko policy no, na se policy no chrew no nya policy number no. Even your mortgages no, start telling your kids about some of those things, make them aware. Documentation, it's so creative folder be at least policy numbers and make it accessible so everybody knows why. I'm your friend is saying Papa Mukura says I will provide an fabra Rosina ho. She can deal with existing covers.
Another thing it doesn't matter, even if you have a policy already, that is even better because you already are, you are inclined towards insurance. What I can do is say I'll just have a look at your policy. I mean, at no cost. If I feel once I've had a chat with you and I feel that what you have is the best policy for you, I will leave it as it is. But if I can offer you something better and something more comprehensive to, I would let you know, and then obviously we take it from there. And see, if you have a policy, still give me a call. We can still have a conversation around what you have already and see, compare and see what I can offer you. And then yeah, we take it from there.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing. You could save somebody's life with a share of information of this nature. Because obi wohwa or no onye me contact person. But wo ye ne contact no what the to so maybe a wabe pie so. No wetimi information when they are supposed to. Obi kura bisa next week topic I be discussing. Many Rosina kura yenye ni ho nkomo. Rose, next week.
Next week, yeah, better about income protection.
Okay.
But I mean, you're so welcome to ask any questions that you want to ask about life insurance, about critical illness, anything you can still ask. But yeah, we would be talking about income protection.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a huge one. Mr. Amakwa, get in touch with Rose now and then where you can be sorted and where you can be directed, so you can receive that information. I mean, second opinion doesn't hurt anybody. So do that and let's see. I wish I have a question for Frubi Wahana. It's a question for Frubi Nihodia, Nechrese, Mosomfo. Mini Rosina Yaba. Yaman say Juma, public service. Free vital information. I went to Yahoshe. Me pacho, wajini free we are once fatu baby. Free na uni obisu hebi why. Kachire wunia, mudi nkomo, mudi konkonsani we china bisa ne say na wo sa critical insurance na ye kan wo bi de. No bisa say critical o se Rosina number ne friend no one church mo me menya insurance ne meet me mamu ya yentiko. Until that one question anything. Oh, okay. Or see if you already have a diagnosis, say diabetes, can you still get insurance?
Diabetes and type 2.
One specified, but maybe let's assume.
You can still get insurance, but not all providers will offer you insurance because of the condition. Yes, so I would have to have a conversation with you. It depends on, you have a better chance if you manage it really well. Yeah, but I will still need to have a conversation with you first, and then we'll see. Some might not offer you the critical illness. It's highly unlikely, but some may, a few may, but life insurance, yeah, a few more would do that for you. So still give me a call.
Okay. Nanaya said, what if you've been paying for a while? Does it mean you will have to lose all that money on insurance?
Okay. What I'll say is insurance, no, there's no cash in value at any point. So if what you have is not the best, it's better you switch now than to leave it till when you're very old. Because there's no cash in value at any point. Unless you have to make a claim, then obviously you get that money.
Okay. Tiabusia, and na obi bisa kafra mo amowo watch party no so no mon kafra. Any questions ni nyina na mi homa me hwe so or say protection is key. Akosua Ntwiwa say when is the best time to call? Rosina, I think Akosua, the etiquette usually is so what person will free obia. Please text and ask. Well, do text and ask Rosina, I am interested in discussing insurance with you. May I call you? Maybe Anwaka say, hold on, I'm on a live show till our time. We can talk. No, where I'm making arrangements. Why? It's easier sometimes. Say, obe texting the pana check and sana wafre. I found that to be a good system. And system for Frubi or Rosina.
And yeah, and you read yeah, obetinia texting me and you read, and I'm a friend back watching, but obetinia from your china. And then I can book her for another time. If I'm busier, because I have a few appointments watching as well. That's on frame because sometimes it's difficult to tell when I'll be free or not. But off me, I can book them in for a slot, and then yes, we'll talk at that time. Yeah.
Okay. Minia Samson so Samson obewa to your advert in Husikawati. May you free advert in Mount Sam. Obewa to your Husika. Something you can check something out also out. Mo amo Ghana no na mo ne na kodi enkomo. Official council. Within yet de. Minua we dey high by pan wa beto so your official council. Wo ba ye na mo ni anu ade awie. Council no cry awie. Many Rosina yebedi critical illness honkomo. I hope say moi na SSC create sa awareness ne de mamono. Monsaka awareness no. Me bom paye say onyankopon a wode mu nyina bepie ha enne no onim the reason why ye nyina bepie ha at this time. I hope say those of us who need to act on saade enne yabeti we become wise enough to act on it. Those of us who need to share with other people also ebekia koma see and share. Say be ya yebema information papa a circulate amongst ye ho na impuntu abaya brabum. Rosina, my memory ho na my final words na wrap it up my nay.
Okay. Me da sister mo nyina mba wetie bi. I hope say don't just listen and say I'll do something and not do anything. You may regret it later. So pick up the phone, give me a call. My number again is 079-3191-6048. Call me, let's have a chat. Even if you have a policy already, like I said, still give me a call. I'll have a review of what you have already. No pressure to obviously take my recommendation, but if I can offer you something better, I would let you know what, and then we take it from there. But definitely call me as well. If you don't have anything in place, you cannot not have any in place. It's key. It's key. Honestly, it is key. Yeah. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.
I was here for Rosina is still committed to coming next week. I'm very privileged that will make it time now available to come have this conversation with us. I hope it's also drawing your attention to and say as we are talking insurance, think of healthy lifestyle too. And pa momento juice plus and kasem no. Ye ha. Ye bebo bia ye de to edwa e de ma. E pa macho mo screen ne soro no contact details ne wo soro no. Yankase for conversations for free. And I will come and sponsor my show. Why? Open source sponsor my show, and I will advertise it on show. No contact details, and then what's pick the contact details and come. Let's have a conversation. Open so when they make our brand representation be one. Open say make our product be me di one dance here. And as we are sponsor of the show. No, we are sponsor of the show. Na ya sa ne ma ne frɛ Rosina na ne nka ho asɛm why or friend or you can chat about those personal situations no number no the screen so and pick the number and Rosina into a conversation no so in free her why you abusiafo ene midimuja ha midimuja nyame see very soon obo ade nyankopon onka mu nyina ho good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Mama. Have a good evening.
Also, bye. Amen.
Bye.